as they get ready to take on the Casper Oilers in the first round of this American Legion State Baseball Tournament. We're getting started a little bit late, but not too late, a few minutes anyway. But Shane's with us, and again, today there was one upset. Otherwise, it was chalk all the way. Gillette and Cheyenne won earlier today. Laramie, the higher seed, lose an extra innings to Jackson. That was the one upset today. I don't know if you really call it a major upset, but an upset none the least.
But it was an ugly game, I'll tell you that. There was a lot of hit batters.
Well, I heard there was 10.
10 hit batters in the game, and just unbelievable poor play in that game by both teams. It went to 10 innings. 7-inning ball game went to 10 innings before Jackson finally won, and the Laramie team had the bases loaded with nobody out and didn't get a run in.
Wow.
In the bottom of the 10th.
Now we get ready for this matchup, the Troopers and the Oilers, and I think the Troopers took 3 out of 4 from the Oilers this year. They split a doubleheader down in Casper, and then the Troopers swept them when they played here. As we take the first thing that we'll look at the matchup tonight is the pitching matchup. That's the first thing.
I'll tell you what, if you're a member of the Stowe family,
yes,
you're going to be a little bit nervous tonight because it's cousin versus cousin on the mound tonight. Trevor Stowe.
First cousins, right?
First cousins.
So these kids have grown up together.
Yeah, if you know Ted Stowe, the endodontist here in Sheridan, his son Trevor pitches for Sheridan and has been an all-stater for his third straight year here for the Troopers. He was just named to the first-team all-state team here tonight. His brother's son, Beckham Stowe, will be the starting pitcher for the Casper Oilers tonight. So the Stowe family has pitcher versus pitcher starting tonight. And if you take a look at their stats, they're pretty similar pitchers as well. Beckham Stowe has a 5-3 record with a 5.25 ERA. He's started 11 games on the mound this year. He's pitched in 15 games, 48 innings. He's given up 49 runs, 70 hits, has struck out 45, and just walked 20 guys on the year. For the Troopers, Trevor Stowe, he's 4-2, has a 4.17 ERA. He's started 9 games. This will be his 10th start of the year tonight. He's pitched in 16 different games. He's thrown 48.2 innings, so just 2/3 of an inning more than his cousin. 37 runs given up, 41 hits. He struck out 55, and he's walked 25.
See, the thing,
so very comparable.
I like that strikeout to walk ratio first off.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Battle the nerves. It's the state tournament, and we know how postseason is. When you get to the state tournament, you got to be able to settle down. That's the pitchers. You got to be able to settle down early. You got to get first pitch strikes on batters. You got to get ahead in the count. And then, we don't worry about the Trooper defense so much. And I think the bats have really come alive the last month of the season. And, we'll see what kind of a matchup we get. The winner gets Cheyenne tomorrow night. The loser gets Evanston at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon.
Yep.
Now, original bracket had the game at 10 a.m. It's been changed to 1 o'clock, and I thought it was kind of strange because usually the teams that play the late game on the first night don't have to come back and play the early game the next day.
Sure thing, yeah.
So
they moved that bracket around a little bit.
Yeah.
But the post-6 Sixers didn't pitch anybody of any importance today. They got through their game against Evanston. They won it 6-0. Not a blowout of any sort.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Gillette Rough Riders, or I guess they're just the Riders now. They're not the Rough Riders. They dispatched the Rock Springs 10-0 in 5 innings.
So I think, the Laramie-Jackson game and the Casper-Sheridan game are the toss-up games of the day.
Yep,
I think Gillette was heavily favored, and so was post-6. They were heavily favored as well. And we're just about ready to get this thing going again. We had the big ceremony in between games tonight leading up to this. They had the parade of teams. They had Hall of Fame inductions. And then they had the All-State honors given out prior to our game. We have a great crowd tonight. I knew we would, Shane.
Yes.
There are people everywhere. Look at the bleachers at first. People sitting out in the grass down the left field line. And the grandstands have a great crowd. This is going to be awesome.
It's been a fun day here at the first day of the state tournament. Congratulations to former umpire Pat Gallagher.
Yes.
Former head coach of the Troopers and Jets, P.J. Marshall. Former head coach of the Troopers and Jets, and board member Larry Martolio, and the two Phillips brothers, Blaine, who the former coach and player for the Troopers, and the current manager and former player for the Troopers, Ben Phillips, all 5 of those guys inducted into the Wyoming American Legion Hall of Fame tonight.
That was awesome. That was really cool. Coaches are meeting with the umpires at home plate, exchanging the lineup cards, and then we'll get this thing underway.
You take a look at how these two teams match up. Casper comes in with a record of 26 wins, 23 losses, 2 ties. I don't know how 2 ties happen throughout the year, but maybe
sometimes you play in tournaments and you have time limits.
Yeah.
And so that's probably where they came from.
Maybe there was a rain out at some point where they were tied. They were 6-8 in conference play. The team has a .302 batting average on the season. For the Troopers, they come in 40-12, 9-5 during conference season. They have a team batting average of .343, so the advantage there goes to the Troopers.
Well, we'll see. They've been hot for a month. I really think they've been scoring a lot of runs lately, putting the ball in play. They don't strike out a lot. That's one thing.
Yeah, they've won 8 straight games, and they have won 10 out of their last 11 leading up to this tournament.
And what a perfect night for it.
Oh,
it's dusk. We're getting towards dusk. It's 81 degrees. We'll take that because you and I have sat down here the last couple of months.
Yeah.
And it's been brutal. And it's
at one point,
It's perfect tonight. Absolutely perfect.
So you take a look at the lineups. You're going to have Trevor Stowe on the mound tonight for the Troopers. And other than that, it's pretty much everything's the same. Michael Greer's going to lead off and play third base. Dalton Nelson was the only caveat there where he's going to play second base for Stowe tonight instead of being behind the dish. So Dalton Nelson will be batting second and playing second base. Trevor Stowe will be in his usual 3-hole, and he's pitching tonight. Cody Kilpatrick's been the cleanup hitter most of the year. He will be in the 4-hole, and he will be behind the plate catching tonight. Caden Steele was just named second team All-State. He'll be in the 5-hole playing first base. Cale Hamrick will be at shortstop. Carter Dubberly will bat 8th in center field, and Brock Steele will bat 8th in right field, and Nick Killian will be in left field batting 9th.
And the thing about it is the Troopers will be the home team. And, again, the home team and visiting teams are based on your seed, and the Troopers have the higher seed than Casper. So the Troops will be the home team tonight, so Casper will get the first crack at it as we see the Troopers take the field. And Trevor Stowe will take the mound with Cody Kilpatrick behind the plate. Love to see this. Handshakes, the catcher and the home plate umpire. It was always a great tradition because that catcher is the one that protects you.
Yes.
And you want him to be your best friend. Both catchers, not just one, both of them.
Well, hopefully Trevor Stowe's, it was just a little over a week ago. We'll call it 2 weeks now, where Trevor Stowe was pitching against the Gillette Riders, and he took a comeback line drive off the back of his head right behind his ear, knocked him out of that ball game, but he was back out on the mound the next day.
Crazy.
He came in relief.
Wasn't that something?
No damage done, no concussion, nothing like that. But and then he pitched a really good game. Actually had a no-hitter through what was it, 5 1/3 or something like that before relief came in last weekend as well. So he's pitched well since that injury.
And how about and I know another good story this year has been Brock Steele.
Yeah,
we've documented that he missed his entire senior year with a knee injury, and Brock got cleared about a month ago, and we saw him pitch his first game in a year, and now he's the last couple of weeks he's been able to go out and play a position. They got him in right field, but good stick, great athlete, good team leader, and here we go as Trevor Stowe will take the mound. And leading off for the Casper Oilers will be the center fielder, Eric Whitley.
Whitley comes in with a .324 batting average for the Oilers. And he's played in a lot of games, 43 games for them this year. And he's a contact hitter for them. 36 hits on the year, 29 of them are singles. So he's kind of
he's the on-base guy.
Yeah.
Hey, you got to have somebody set the table. So Whitley will step in to face Trevor Stowe, and here's the first pitch of the ball game. Again, the winner will take on Post 6 from Cheyenne tomorrow night. First pitch in there for called strike one, a fastball in the inside corner, right at the knees. Tough pitch. Tough to do anything with that except bang it into the ground. And here's the 0-1 from Trevor Stowe. Fastball, digs it out of there, ground ball at Greer. He'll fire across in time for the out on the high chopper, and Whitley is retired for the first out. And Caden Wilcox, the shortstop for the Oilers will step in.
And Caden Wilcox is a first-team All-State player. Comes in with a batting average of .369. He leads the team in hits with 59 and RBIs, 48 RBIs on the year.
First pitch from Stowe. Breaking ball, going to be driven into center field right at Carter Dubberly. He'll retreat and make the play. Hit it right on the button, but right at Dubberly. They had him played perfect. Carter took about 4 or 5 steps back and made the catch easily.
3 pitches, 2 outs here for Stowe.
Hey, make a quick inning out of it. Keep that pitch count down. And that's what happens. You know what? You pound the zone early. You're not throwing 25, 30 pitches an inning. Taggart steps in. First pitch going to be down low for ball 1.
Taggart comes in with a .331 batting average. He's second on the team in RBIs with 38